Hey everybody, what is up? It is Belen. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? Sorry I've not been on here for a few days, but I'm back now. Back with some more drama about James Charles. James Charles is in the drama actually because of somebody else. Somebody called Jerry Harris. Now this Jerry Harris is an actor who was on the Netflix series Cheers. And he was actually like arrested, sentenced for sexting minors, which is something that James Charles has also been in trouble for. Sorry, I'm just going to carry on with my makeup while we chat about all of this. So this guy, Jerry Harris, the actor, I don't actually watch the series Cheer. I've never actually seen it, but he was arrested, and it was also alleged by some of his co-stars that he'd been like inappropriate with some of the younger co-stars and stuff like that. So he was arrested and actually sentenced to 12 years imprisonment for trying to solicit sex from minors. And now this is weird because this is exactly the same thing that James Charles admitted to on his own damn YouTube channel. Exactly the same thing that James Charles admitted to, yet James Charles got away with it scot-free. He admitted it on his YouTube channel. He said, oh, I'm desperate or whatever, and that was his excuse for the behaviour, and then there was no punishment for it. Got away with it scot-free. But Jerry Harris, oh no, he's been, you know, locked up for 12 years. Now some people speculating about this news story are saying, oh, you know, is it white privilege? You know, Jerry Harris is of course POC, where James Charles is white. So is it the case that James Charles has gotten away with his crimes because he's a young, rich, white, gay male? I don't know. I really don't. I don't know anything about it, but I do think it's shady as fuck that James Charles has somehow gotten away with this. Like, and other people are actually being punished for doing exactly the same thing that James Charles did. You know, other people are not getting away with exactly the same crime that James Charles got away with. It's just like, how are you going to punish one celebrity and give them 12 years in prison, and then another celebrity who's a similar age? Jerry Harris is 22, James Charles was 21 at all the time when his scandals were going on, you know. So how are you going to have another celebrity of a very similar age doing exactly the same crime? One gets 12 years and the other one admits it on YouTube, says, oh, I'm sorry, or whatever, I was desperate, and then gets away scot-free. It really doesn't make any sense, you know. The time should fit the crime. And James Charles, the most that he ever did was stop posting on YouTube for about 3 months, and then he was back as if nothing ever happened. So this is all very shady. Like, you know, it doesn't look good for James Charles that another celebrity has done the same thing, been punished. You know, they should both be punished in the same way for doing the same thing, right? Let's not forget that James Charles is alleged to have had victims as young as 16 and 14. Now 16 and 14, like, come on, that's like high school age. That is high school age people that James Charles was sexting and chit-chatting back and forth with inappropriately, sending nudes to, all of that. So James Charles was doing all of that, and he got away with it scot-free. Yet this actor, 22 years old, POC, does the same thing, soliciting like sexual stuff from minors, and he gets 12 years. I don't understand how the court have decided that this guy, Jerry Harris, gets 12 years and James Charles is like good to go. oh, you know, oh, he came on YouTube and made an apology and said he was desperate, so, oh, that's okay, we can let him off. Like, how is it that Susan Wojcicki hasn't put her foot down about James Charles and said, okay, you know, this needs some punishment, we're going to take you off the platform? You know what I mean? How is it that she's just letting James Charles continue to upload when other celebrities are being punished properly for actual crimes, actual legit crimes, like trying to solicit sex from minors? Pride may be over, but yes, I'm still doing rainbow looks because I want to, and because I'm playing with a different palette today, so I wanted to try it out. But let's get back to some more drama, some more kind of gossip that isn't really actually gossip. It's Bette Midler being called out for that transphobic tweet that she made. Now, that was one tweet, and that one tweet set people off reeling. That one tweet that Bette Midler made about, oh, they don't want to call us women anymore, they're trying to call us birthing people, in regards to like people trying to be inclusive with the language that they're using surrounding all of the abortion laws and the abortion rights. Now, Bette Midler's tweet set off other famous transphobe J.K. Rowling. It set off J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling was retweeting Bette Midler's tweet and all of this in support of her, and it's just like, it's just messy, you know. It is just very, very messy and sad, and, you know, yeah, okay, people like Bette Midler, J.K. Rowling, to me they're like, you know, they're older kind of feminists maybe who just don't fuck with trans people. Sorry to say it, but I just don't think that they do. Like, in the grand scheme of things, is it life-threatening to call a transgender man she, or misgender a transgender man? It might not be to the everyday person, but to trans men, I think it's important that they're not misgendered. You know, at least, you know, anyone that I've known, like, I've dated a trans man in the past, and I know that he wouldn't have wanted to be misgendered right now, you know. So I understand, like, the argument that people are saying, oh, well, it's not a life or death situation if somebody gets misgendered when they're trying to get treatment at a hospital for, you know, pregnancy and all of this. I understand it, but at the same time, being somebody like me who's dated a trans man in the past, I feel like I have a little bit more of an insight on it than someone who hasn't dated a trans man or isn't a trans man. You know what I mean? I feel like I feel compassion towards trans men because of having dated a trans man and knowing, like, the struggle that he went through. I do feel like, you know, I know that he wouldn't have wanted to be misgendered over the abortion rights and everything like this. So it is really, really fucking disappointing when we see Bette Midler making a tweet like this, just outright excluding trans men and also, you know, non-binary people. Anyone who doesn't identify as a woman is being excluded by Bette Midler with this tweet. And I understand people are, you know, saying, oh, you know, maybe it's not the biggest fight for LGBT right now, but it is important, you know, and I think it's only right and it's only fair that I come on here as somebody who is non-binary, as somebody who is queer, and I actually talk about this. Because if we don't, if the queer people don't, then who does, you know? Honestly, I think probably the best tweet that I've seen that sums this up is from Crystal, a drag queen who appeared on RuPaul's Drag Race. Crystal, now, the way that Crystal put this to me is really sophisticated, and it actually really sums it up really well. You know, trans men and non-binary people simply asking to be included in the conversation and, you know, not to be misgendered when they're at hospital receiving treatment for pregnancy or an abortion or anything like that. You know, trans men asking for their rights is in no way hurting women's rights. it's in no way negating the fact that women are fighting for their rights too. You know, the way that I see it personally is that we're all fighting together. It's not, you know, women's rights are more important than trans rights. They're all important. Everybody's rights are important, you know. And especially, as I said, having dated a trans man, you know, I was with a trans man for 6 months, and the fact that, like, when we were together, you know, if people would try and misgender him, he would get upset, you know, but who wouldn't, you know? All these things that cis people don't have to deal with, you know, on a daily basis, things that don't impact their lives in any way, shape or form, so it doesn't bother them. But then all of a sudden when trans people speak up, they're shot down by cisgender people saying, oh no, you can't do that, you can't use another word other than women. They're shot down by cisgender people, by TERFs. How dare you? You can't use another word. It's everybody fighting for their rights. Everybody. Women, trans men, non-binary people, everybody. Okay, that is my finished look, all done. So let me know all your thoughts, comments, opinions. Let me know what you think about James Charles getting away with literal crimes in sexting minors when other people are being sentenced to 12 years. Is it because they're of a different skin tone? We don't know, but you know, I've got my suspicions. Maybe James Charles behind the scenes was, you know, writing some checks. I don't know, but I've got my suspicions about that. And also let me know what you think about Bette Midler and the backlash from that transphobic tweet. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay well, take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.